So at the end of the second week, we rushed to the farms, to the French Foreign Legion's farms, you know. And I remember we had about 4 or 5 farms. We had La Chasse, Bel Air, Le Queen, and Bertrandou, I think. And our farm was Bel Air. Yeah, it was the farm belonging to the first company, and it was about 15 kilometers distant to Caserne La Passée, but we didn't march there, yeah, because legionnaires always march, but not this time. We was brought there by trucks, Marmon, and already when we have been on the way to the farm, our morale was sinking very down, you know, falling into the basement, because the caporals, instructors, told us, "Hey man, when we get close to the farms, hey man, look at the field, look at the miles field, look at the terrain. And when we have deserters, maybe like you, the military police will find them in the fields and they will be killed right away." You know, I didn't believe a word, but we had a lot of gentlemen, young applicants, who believed what they heard. So their morale was down in the basement. When we came to Bel Air, Bel Air was a big building made of rough bricks, and the right part was for us. The right part was for the applicant, for the new recruits. And we have the upper part, the lower part was kind of laboratories, toilets, washing room. And I remember there was a big washing trough made of zinc and cinnabar, and each meter you have a mirror so you could shave yourself. And then we had to go upstairs, and in the top of the building we had a big room with about 25 beds, right? 25 beds. And when I can say three words for the farm, for our stay on the farm Bel Air, it was hungry, cold, and tired. You know, this is what characterized our stay in Bel Air: hungry, cold, and tired. So our day began at 5 a.m. So wake up, 5 o'clock, and 2 minutes later, 5:2, the caporal rushed through our room. We stood in garde-à-vous, close to the bed, and he was counting the legionnaires, because each week we had about 2 or 3 deserters, but they haven't been killed by the military police. Just if they have been caught by gendarmerie or by the military police, they have to be brought to the legion's jail. They stayed 1 week and then they joined us again, you know, and they finished the instruction then with us. So all the stories was just bullshitting, you know. And yes, and then the time between let's say 5:15 until 7 o'clock we spent with cleaning our room, cleaning ourselves, shaving ourselves, making toilet, making corps-quartier breakfast. The breakfast was good, was excellent, but it was not enough for the physical effort we have to give every day. It was so little. And I have one thing is passing my mind right now, that the firms, I think it was also kind of tool to make a standard out of us. I will explain myself, because in our class we had about Russians and Germans and Norways, gentlemen coming from Sweden and France, and the living standard in these pay is relatively high. So they had, before they joined the French Foreign Legion, they had about 2 or 3 warm meals every day of their life. But we had other gentlemen, Albanians, guys coming from Korea, from China, and they had in their country in the past maybe 1 or 2 handful of rice, and that's all. But there in the Legion, on the farms, no, in the whole Legion story, in our Legion story, we get everything the same meal. There were no difference. Nobody gets less and nobody gets more. It was kind of standardizing, and it was good. You know, it's good to know. You are all the same. Good? Good. After the breakfast, it was every day the same thing, running. You know, in the French Foreign Legion, running is sport number one. And we built 3 groups of force. The strong one, the very speedy guys. The middle one, yeah, and then the weak one, yeah. For everybody of all, the distance has been the same. Maybe let's say 8 to 10 kilometers every day in the morning. But the rhythm was different, you know. The rhythm was different. And after the sport, we did all the same thing. And that was an awful thing for certain of us. Because we had to climb a rope. And the rope was 6 meters high. The diameter was about 3.5 centimeters, but 6 meters high. And I remember one scene very well. I will remember this my whole life. We stood in front of the rope in one line. I was the third from the beginning on. The first one was Ho. It was a Chinese guy. He was thin like this, about 55 kilos. And he grabbed the rope and he climbed the rope in about 4 seconds. Very quick, like a monkey. The second one was a German guy, East German guy. Yeah? And his name was Kaiser. Kaiser was a little bit, yeah, compact, I'd say. And he was good in marching. He was good in running. But he had no force in his arms, you know. And he hardly could do it 5 meters up to climbing the rope. And when he was up there 5 meters, he had no more force, no more energy. So he left the rope and he fell down, but all the way down he had a little bit the rope, contact with the rope, and the rope was rushing all the skin from his hands. So his hands was poor meat, you know. It was bloody and meat and the skin was on the rope, you know. And he was lying down on the ground. He was screaming, you know. But instead of helping him, the caporal instructor was kicking him in the ass. And he told, "Oh, move away, out of my sight, next one." And this was, yeah, I remember this. I will remember this my whole life, you know. Kaiser lying on the ground, screaming. The hands were like stakes, bloody stakes. And yeah, it was not easy. Not easy for everybody. And of course, we didn't have a washing machine. So we had to clean our battle dress uniform and all the sportswear, the underwear, with our hands. So they gave us a brush, soap, savon de Marseille, and we had cold water behind the building. It was outside. And I remember we have been in the middle of the month March. We had about -2, 3, 4 degrees Celsius. And while we cleaned our clothes, the hands had been freezing, our ass was freezing, fucking cold. And to get the lunch, to get the dresses, the wear dry, it was an awful combat. Unbelievable. We had not so much sun, you know. It was took 2 days to dry the battle dress uniforms. And I remember one scene, the whole life, I will remember this scene. In the evening, you know, we had to do Corsica. Corsica, that means cleaning all the area around the farm, in about 20, 30 meters around the farm. Yeah, we have to pick up all the maggots, the cigarette butts, the papers, the plastic stuff, everything, and put it in the trash. But one evening, we missed a maggot, a cigarette butt. So the instructor came to us, was a sergeant, and he told us, "Look, I found this cigarette butt lying on the ground, and now it's up to you to dig a grave for the cigarette butt." So we had a ceremony between 9 o'clock p.m. in the evening until midnight, and we dig a hole. We had to dig a hole 180 meters, 1.8 meters long, 80 centimeters large, 1 meter 20 deep. And in a ceremony, we buried the fucking cigarette butt. It was about midnight, and then of course some of us had to do the guarding the Farm BEL AIR. And then the night was over. We didn't sleep. if he could catch maybe 4 hours sleep, that's it. Hungry, cold, tired. These 3 words, has been our world on the Farm BEL AIR, Unbelievable. And the next story is all about red fin d'instruction and marche Capi Blanc, so don't miss it. Allons, Giron, baisse ton pantalon, cours en Giron en couleur dans le guitron de l'aumônier. No, you shouldn't miss the next one. Very interesting for you. Bye bye. See you next.